Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. Welcome to Tech Talk. If you don't know what it is, go watch the one before this. I'm Brian Jeanette. I am your host. Sorry about being so late. I had a couple problems I had to deal with, plus school ending. You know, I'm still a high school kid, but it's kind of nice to do this. So anyway, I'm back. School has ended. Now what I'm going to do is, today is a really cool day. It's Monday, June 4th, for all you who don't know. But this week is actually really cool because this is E3. E3 is basically the biggest electronic gaming conference in the world. It happens once a year, every June. And actually over the next 3 days I'm going to be releasing 3 videos, one each day, about E3. So now I'm going to talk about today. Today was really damn cool because we had the conferences for Ubisoft, EA, Microsoft, and we also had Sony. Now the really cool thing about this is that what they do is they announce the games that just came out. So, or not just came out, they're going to be released over the next basically year. And then tomorrow and the next day it's going to be more in depth about the game. So today, just think of it as an overview. So now what I'm going to start off with is a game that we've all been waiting for. I think that a lot of people love this game. It's really cool. It's called Halo 4. If you don't know what the Halo series is, I suggest you get an Xbox or a computer and play Halo. It's a really cool game. So today Microsoft announced Halo 4. They gave us the first actual gameplay video of it. It is so cool. Alright, so that's the nerd side of me coming out. Now the cool thing about this is that there's a whole new enemy. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, okay, so in Halo there are 3 different types of enemies. You usually have the Covenant, the Flood, and sometimes you'll have the Forerunners. They can be for or against you. In Halo 2 they were against you, in Halo 3 they were against you. So what this means, these are all different types of enemies, let me say, and they each have their own set of weapons. We are humans, we have our own set of weapons. You have the Covenant, they have their own. The Flood usually does not have a type of weapon. Their body usually is a weapon. They're like zombies that beat the crap out of you. And the Forerunner usually has a laser. Well, in the video, they show a whole new type of enemy. It looks like AIs. It looks like Forerunners. And the excuse me. And the cool thing about them is that they have a whole new class. Basically, excuse me. Basically, what happens is that when you grab one of their guns, after you kill one of them, if you pick up one of their guns, it literally builds itself in your hand. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't understand, I'm going to give you a link in the description below. So check that out. It's really cool. E3 just announced it. It was awesome. So I can't wait to actually see that game. The other cool thing is it looks like there's a whole new. It looks like a planet now. I know usually we're always on Halos, but it looks like a planet almost. So if someone can leave me a description, you know, tell me in the comments below, what is it? Is it a planet or is it still Halo? Well, you know, a Halo, basically. So that was really cool. And there was a bunch of other stuff that Microsoft announced. I'm about to get right to that. Oh, but before I do, I would like to tell you that Halo 4 will come out November 6, 2012. So this November, look for it. Pre-order it at your nearest GameStop or Best Buy. It is awesome. Next we have a game that I think a lot of other people know. It's Splinter Cell. It's the Splinter Cell series. It's called Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now the really cool thing in Splinter Cell, this game, is that you actually have slow motion kills, which is basically like, you know, if you ever played Assassin's Creed and you go for a kill, it slows down really quick, you know, woof, woof. Well, that's what it's doing now. It's going to be literally, and then all of a sudden you're going to shoot like 5 or 6 guys all at the same time. It's really cool. I urge you to check that out. There was no release date for that. Also, I was going to tell you that, oh yes, voice recognition. So if you have an Xbox 360, of course this is Microsoft, so if you have an Xbox 360 and you have Kinect, this game supports voice recognition. So basically you tell Sam what to do. If you say hold, he'll hold onto a ledge. If you say jump, he'll jump. It's really cool. And I really think this voice recognition thing is going to be really sweet, especially in games. I have not seen that yet. I know there's, you know, beta versions of it, especially in, like, you know, sports, you know, all the happy sports games. But this seems to be really cool. Next one I'm going to talk about is sports games. Now Microsoft announced some of the sports games. They actually announced, and this was EA too, they announced FIFA 13. FIFA is a soccer game, and if you don't know what it is, you know, it's a soccer game. The reason this seems so cool is because it also has voice recognition with Kinect. Now what this means is that, let's say the ref calls you offsides. What you do is if you start saying bad things to the ref, like if you say, God damn it, ref! Well, the player's going to pick up on that. The game is going to pick up on that, and the player that has the foul will actually badmouth the ref. So it's kind of neat that what you say or do can conflict with what happens in the game. I think a lot of us nerds will like that. You know, I like that a lot. It sounds cool to me. So that was a really nice new thing. Also, you can play, you can call changes, like you can sub out players while calling without having to go to a menu or pause or make substitutions. You say sub, you know, anybody. Also, you can change the formations. So I think that is really cool. You know, you tell me in the bottom, tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think it's cool? Do you think that these sports recognition games or voice recognition games are cool? Also, another game that came out was Madden 13. So Madden 13 also has the same exact thing. And on EA or in E3, what they did was they had Joe Montana, a famous quarterback, come out and try to play the game. Now what he would do is he would sit there and he'd play, and before pre-snap he'd call an audible, he'd call flip play, or he'd point out players. He'd say like McCoy, since I'm in Cleveland, Colt McCoy, or Hillis 13, or any of these Cribs, block left. You could do all of these things, and that's really cool. Also, it allows you to, again, the referee little model where if you scream, the referee's going to pick up on that. So it's kind of neat. I'm hoping that comes out for baseball because I'd love to be, the coach of a baseball team and storm the mounds and be like, God damn it, that was not a foul! Things like that. That'd be really cool to me. Anyway, so it's also being released for Madden 13. Madden 13 will come out in August of 2012. I think it was August 28th, 2012 it will come out. So check that out, and especially if you have a Kinect. Now the next thing I want to talk about is Nike Plus. Now what Nike Plus is it's basically like a calorie counter. I have one on my iPhone. You basically start it up, you have an armband for it, and if you go running, you hook it to your arm and you tell it to, you start Nike Plus. It keeps track of your steps, your calories, anything, a lot of things. Now what they're coming out with is Nike Plus for Kinect. And I find this to be really cool because that means you're going to be able to work out. It's going to be able to track everything you do. Now there's a little problem with it though, at least in my eyes. Tell me what you guys think too, because I'm not an expert here. But one of my major problems with this is that it's the Kinect sensor. I fooled around with the Kinect sensor, I'm trying to do something with it. And the problem is, if you ever played Sicko Viewer on Kinect for Windows, the problem is it only tracks like certain points on your body. It tracks your foot, your joint, all these things. But it doesn't check, like if I go like this on the Kinect, if I wiggle my fingers, it doesn't notice that I'm wiggling my fingers. It doesn't notice I'm going to go like this. It just sees my hand go, this is all you'll see. So that's a problem to me. I don't know about you, but just to me alone, that's a problem. There's another thing coming out in holiday time called Elite Motion, which is actually it's the same thing as Kinect, but it's much more detailed. It can see every single finger, and it tracks every single finger and every single bone. And that I find really neat. It has thousands of points. That's cool. We call those reference points, is what I mean to say. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think. I like it. I like Nike Plus. I think it's going to be great. I need to lose a few pounds here, so, I think it'd be awesome. Tell me what you think. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is something that I don't really like that's going to come out. It's called Xbox Smart Glass. Now, what Smart Glass is basically saying, okay, first off, they came out with Xbox Music, which is basically a ripoff of iTunes. It allows you to, play your music over any certain console, whether it be an Android tablet, Android phone, iPhone, iPad, or Xbox. The reason I don't like it is because it seems like a big ripoff, and I'm betting that Microsoft is going to be sued by Apple because of how they do the integrations they're using. Now another problem I'm foreseeing is that with Smart Glass is the same thing. So it's kind of like if you're watching a movie on one, you push a button and it goes to your tablet or it goes to your Xbox, and it picks up right where you left off. Well, Apple came out with that first, with the iTunes and iCloud sync, and I think that, especially when Xbox comes out, it's going to be really buggy. That's just me speaking as an Apple fan, but it's kind of how I am. But so if you guys think the same, tell me. It'll be funny to see that if Microsoft gets sued, because it's like, those are patent filings. You can't really violate them, and it seems like they're trying to. So now I talked about Microsoft and EA. I'm going to talk about Sony in a minute. Sony really didn't announce that much because they are saving a lot for the presentations, which are Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm fine with that. So I'll be talking more about them probably tomorrow. Sony did announce a new game called The Last of Us, which looks really cool. I have to admit, it's kind of like a, what do you call it? It's kind of like an apocalyptic situation. Futuristic apocalyptic situation. So that seems to be cool to me. I don't know. But that's really it that Sony announced. I mean, they announced a lot, but it's just, I'm going to wait because there's a lot of cool things I have to get to. So I'll be talking more about Sony, and I do like Sony personally, but I think they're in trouble. Next we're going to talk about Ubisoft. One of the first games Ubisoft announced was Far Cry 3. Now Far Cry 3 looks really amazing. They had a gameplay of it, and the first thing you see, children, is boobs. You're having sex with someone. That is the first thing you see. I suggest you go check that video out. It's in the bottom bar. But the other cool thing is that there's, unlike Far Cry 2, you have a huge open world that you can freely roam around with, and there's many different islands you can go to. So I think that's really cool, and you'll have hallucinations and a bunch of other things. So I would suggest you check out that video. It looks really cool, and you get to stab a lot of people and kill people. And, you know, I'm always a fan of that. I'm murderous. Anyway, I would suggest you go check that out. It seems like it's going to be really cool, and it looks like a really cool game to me. Tell me what you think. Now, another cool game that's coming out is Avengers. I love Avengers. I saw the movie. I really like it, so I can't wait to see this. Now, they didn't really say much about it. They gave a quick trailer, and that was it. I'm thinking they're going to announce the gameplay trailers tomorrow, but I will tell you more about that then. But so far, from what you can see from the from just the trailer, is that you have Spider-Man, you have the X-Men, and you have, of course, the Avengers. And basically, it's called the Avengers Battle of the World, or Battle on Earth. So that seems to be really cool. I will tell you more about that tomorrow as gameplay develops. Okay, so another game I can't wait that they just announced and it's really cool is Assassin's Creed 3. Now, if you haven't played Assassin's Creed, I suggest you get up from the rock you're living under and go play the game. It's kind of, you know, the way the game works is, you think of the name. Assassin, you're an assassin, you know, woohoo, big jump there. Anyway, so Assassin's Creed 3 is actually really cool because it's a new time frame and it has a whole new character. We now have a new character named Connor. Now, I know you're used to names like Ezio Auditore, Altair. Well, this kind is different, and I'll give you a hint as to why. So you say you want a revolution. I know I suck at singing, but think of that name. Think of what I just said. So you say I want a revolution. Well, that's what you're gonna get, an American revolution. Connor is an American assassin, and he fights during the revolution. What's really cool about this is you have a whole new bunch of kills. You know, if you jump, you know how Revelations is different from Brotherhood, which is different from 2, which is different from 1. They're all different with the assassinations. Well, you have a new one this time. So it's really cool to see that. You have more weapons, and actually now you have animals that will attack you. In the gameplay trailer, they showed a coyote, or not a coyote, a coyote, I think, or I forget what they're called. Dang it. I forget what they're called. Anyway, basically it is a coyote. It's something. It's kind of animal. It's a wolf. There we go. It's basically a wolf that will attack you. It attacks you, and you have to fight them off. Now it's really cool because you're fighting during the American Revolution. Guess what? Guess who you get to see? You're going to be playing with characters, next characters like George Washington, Ben Franklin, General Lee, Lafayette. So that is really cool. I hope you guys do enjoy the game. It looks really, really cool. Also, you have basically the gameplay trailer showed that you were in snow, and the snow varies in level. So actually, your feet can go in the ground. You know, like the snow piles up, it covers the foot tracks. So you're quieter. That's kind of how it works. So that's gonna be really, really cool. I would suggest you check that out. I think it'll be coming out this fall or early winter. You know, like November. I don't know if that's still fall. But that game looks really cool. I suggest you check it out, and I also suggest that you look down below for the gameplay trailer. It is awesome. Now, the next game I have to talk to you about is really cool. It's actually called, Shoot Mania. It's brought to you by the creators of Trackmania. If you haven't played Trackmania, I suggest you go look it up. It's a really cool racing game. Anyway, basically the idea is that in Trackmania, or in Shoot Mania, you have, first off, I should say this, it's a free-to-play game. That means anywhere, as long as you have a computer, you can play it absolutely free. What you basically do is it's a kind of like Counter-Strike. It's where you run around and you try to kill people. It's really cool. It seems really cool. And actually, during the E3 conference for Ubisoft, we had our very own YouTuber, a very well-known YouTuber named Toby Tobuscus Turner, who was actually at E3 and did the basically co-hosted Ubisoft's. So I think that is really cool. I really am not going to talk much about Shoot Mania because I think you should go check it out yourself. I will leave a gameplay trailer below, and I hope you do enjoy the game. It's free to play, so go sign up and you can actually get into the beta. So, I hope you like it. Alright, the final game I'm going to talk to you about is a game called Watch Dogs. Basically, it's a game like Grand Theft Auto, how you have a free world and you go around killing people, but the difference is that you have a ton of information about everybody. You basically control the surveillance system for that whole city, which is really cool. Think of it like the show Person of Interest. Have you ever seen that show? you basically control the machine. You can see what everybody's secrets is. So anyway, that's all really I'm going to talk about that game. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will feel free to answer them. Also, I will leave a gameplay trailer of this and everything I've talked about in this video. So go check that out. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button. Also click the favorite and share buttons. It helps me out see who's actually watching this. And if you like videos like this and you want to see more of them from me, click the subscribe button above. Thank you guys. Have a great night.